The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. Reaper Apparel offers a casual line of superb fit, finish, and comfort. We design for those who refuse to die slowly and choose to live untamed. For those who aren't afraid to face the dark, for the ones that thrive in it, and for those who can appreciate life through a grim lens. That's Reaper Apparel Company. Go to the link in the description of this episode, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by my own personal merch store, the Stupid Should Hurt merch store. I have hats, I have t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, water bottles, notebooks, you name it, I've got it. The description and the link for that will be in the description of this episode. Also, right now, if you use the promo code WELCOME, I will give you 5% off of your first purchase. That's the Stupid Should Hurt merch store. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Tactical Brotherhood, all American-made apparel, which helps support the Second Amendment. You can also find all this in the description of this episode with the link, Tactical Brotherhood. Part of every proceed does go to helping veterans, as it is a very good cause. All American-made products made right here in Minnesota. Go and check them out. Use the promo code PATRIOT15 to get 15% off your purchase. Now, let's start the show.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. This is, as always, your host, Mike Bono. Yes, I'm back. Biddy has been filling in for me. I've had a lot going on, but I am back for this one. We have a special episode with a great group of guests here today. We're going to be doing the All Things Willoughby, Ohio show. I'm going to let my guests introduce themselves right after this, but first, a couple of new sponsors we got to get in, and that is Buddy's Beard Care. Buddy's Beard Care provides premium men's grooming products at an affordable price. Products are made right here in Ohio, and Buddy's Beard Care supports local. The majority of their supplies are from other Ohio-based companies. You can find them on social media at Buddy's Beard Care or online at buddysbeardcare.com. Use the promo code BONO15, and he will give you 15% off. Second one here is from former guest of the show, Matt Landowski, and that is Sweet Hand Sports. Elevate your game with Sweet Hand Sports. Our sports gloves are designed for champions, providing ultimate grip and durability. Achieve greatness with every match. Choose Sweet Hand Sports for the winning edge. Grip your victory at sweethandsports.com. Use the promo code BONO10, and he will save you 10%. They are not just batting gloves anymore. They do have golf gloves. I was able to use this one. Unfortunately, with my golf game, nothing can help it. But it was a phenomenal glove. Fit well, completely breathable, and just a phenomenal fit. The last sponsor we have here is brand new, and that is Deemed Fit. Deemed Fit is a first responder owned and operated company. It is provided to support first responders, especially those who worked during the COVID pandemic. All of their proceeds go to helping first responders and veterans. Go to deemedfit.co. Use the promo code Mike Bono, and you will save 20%. That all being said, now let's get into my ragtag group of guests here. We're going to start with Bill. And Bill, I need your first and last name to answer, are penguins always happy or no? And do you drink coffee, tea, or neither?
There's got to be a fitty intro here for us.
100%.
But Bill Stoy from Cleveland, Ohio. Why not? Penguins are always happy for sure. They seem to be always kind of strutting around, and personally, big coffee drinker myself. Haven't really dabbled in the tea too much.
I got you. Next up, you've heard him hosting a few of the shows in my absence, and that is Fitty.
Hi, everybody. Everybody knows me. I'm John Fitty Falcone. I think penguins are always happy until they encounter a predator, and then they're probably not really happy because I don't think they can fight at all. And I'm a big coffee guy. Don't mind tea, but I prefer coffee just with cream, no sugar.
I gotcha. Move it right along. Duncan.
Duncan Williams, originally from West Virginia. Been living in Cleveland for 5, 6, 7 years. Penguins always look too confused to be happy or sad, but if I want to guess because I'm in a good mood today, I want to believe that they're happy all the time. And I probably live on coffee any which way I can get it. You want to throw peanut butter in there for all I care? I'm taking it. Sugar, cream, none, done.
Okay, peanut butter, I might have to draw a line on that
Yeah,
one.
you're
But,
right.
yeah. All right, next up, we got Mike.
We're doing Mike Shields, born and raised in Mentor, Ohio. Polar bears and orcas. You can't be happy. You're living on the edge. I don't think there's any way you can settle in a good day. You're always kind of in trouble. Coffee and tea. I drink both. So Irish family, always drinking tea, cream and sugar, and coffee in any form.
Gotcha. Next on the list, we got Rusty.
Hey, Rusty Bliss from Willoughby, Ohio. And you know what? They can be happy, they can be sad, but they're all dressed up to kill in those tuxedos all day long. So, Penguins, I'm going to say they're confident. They're confidently happy. And then coffee black, nothing fancy, none of that foo-foo stuff. Just, the high-test stuff, and let's get the day started.
Gotcha. Foo-foo stuff. That's going to stick with me for the rest of the night. I appreciate that, Rusty. Next up, we got Wendy.
Hey, everyone. Wendy Kunash. I'm also from Cleveland. Spent the last 20 plus years in Willoughby. And do I think penguins are happy all the time? No, I don't. I know a lot about penguins because it happens to be my favorite creature ever. So I'm glad we're touching on this one today. I'm so excited. They're soulmates for life. The female penguin does the hunting for food, and the male, just so y'all know, if you didn't know, actually sits on the egg all day long until that thing hatches. And I do drink coffee, black, and tea plain as well.
Alrighty, penguins are my favorite animal too. So I get it. Last but not least, we got Jordan.
Jordan Wetson, and I just completed my first year of living in Willoughby full time. And penguins are definitely not always happy. Sea lions, we forgot about sea lions. Those also eat penguins, poor penguins. And coffee, tea, doesn't matter. I'll drink it straight, black. I'll drink coffee with honey, with sugar. A yuppie coffee, I'll have it anyway. Tea is good too, especially with honey. So, and a little bit of lemon. So yeah, I enjoy it all.
All right. You know what? Just because Fitty's here, I'll actually answer these questions too as well. Penguins are always happy. You can't not be happy. They make me happy when I see them. So penguins are always happy. And I drink coffee any which way I can get it. Typically, if I'm being picky, 3 creams, 3 sugars. Yes, I'm down to the specific 3 creams, 3 sugars. And yeah, I mean, I'll have tea if I have a lot of shows in a row and I need to rest up my vocal cords, but that's about it. Other than that, yeah, but coffee. This man right here runs on caffeine and nicotine. That's the only way I can function anymore at this age. But we're gonna get rolling here. Vinny, we'll actually start with you. What is your favorite restaurant in all of Willoughby? It doesn't have to be just downtown.
I am going to go with Manhattan Deli in the Uptown off of Somme Center. You can't go wrong with it. Cool little patio, great food. I love their Reuben. So I'm going to go Manhattan Deli.
All right, Wendy, let's go to you next.
Sage, downtown Willoughby, my favorite.
All right, Mike, what about you? You're muted, Mike.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
You're muted.
Rookie.
There we go.
There he is.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna class it up a little bit. I'm gonna go with bumpers.
Oh, dollar burgers on Monday.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, you go up there on Monday, you grab a burger, double
$3
burger for $3.50, and the wings there can't go wrong. And my son loves the all you can eat crab. So
all you can eat crab. You have me. I'm there. I don't even care. I've never been there. I'm there.
I've never heard of Bumpers.
Oh,
this is my first time.
Volleyball bar. It's a volleyball
okay, that's
bar.
the one.
Play there all summer. Yeah, it's on the backside of Willoughby.
All right, Bill. What about you?
Someone got to say Soul, so I'll throw it out there. The probably best patio in downtown Willoughby. Good food. Really enjoy the atmosphere. We'll go with Soul.
All right, Rusty.
All right, I'm gonna touche you or challenge you on the best patio, and I'm gonna say Nora's, because I'm unofficially, I guess I'm unofficially partial coin anyway, but and yeah, my daughter's next to me arguing with me, telling me the Wild Goose is better, but it's I like Nora's. Nora's is good. The patio's awesome. The people are great, and it's it's a fun place, and it's survived. The boys have done a good job surviving through the different name changes. So yeah, Nora's.
All right, Jordan, the newcomer to Willoughby. What about you?
I am also going to go with Nora's. Every time we're on the patio at Nora's, it's a good time. I have a very distinct order. I'm not sure if these foods go together, but I get a purple Guinness with the mini corn dogs, and that's my go-to. I like Soul. I like Soul too, but just make sure that you don't have at least every time I've been at Soul. Every time I'm at Soul, I feel like the service is just a little bit slow. Like it's just if you don't have plans to be somewhere, Soul's great. But if you're in a rush, I'd skip Soul. That's just me personally. That's my experience. But Nora's, definitely Nora's.
All right, Duncan, round us out here.
Probably going to take two just because they haven't been mentioned. You did say Wild Goose. It's probably the place I'll probably go to the most. You're talking pizzas or wings or sports, anything like that. And then, a mile outside of downtown Willoughby, Crowley's best burger probably in all of Cleveland, anywhere you can get it. The nastiest, juiciest, dirtiest burger of all time will make you go horizontal when you're done, as it should.
That was probably the weirdest, most accurate description of a burger I've ever heard.
You're welcome.
Nastiest, disgustingest, most greasiest, delicious burger.
As it should be.
As it should be. Well, we're going to stay with you, Duncan, since you're full of analogies here.
Yeah.
And are you a fan of the Willoughby movie theater? And if so, do you go there much?
I don't, but I'm surely not a fan. I don't go just because I'm busy and the time it takes to do all that. Usually when I'm running to Willoughby, it's to grab a quick bite, watch the end of a game, take my daughter out or whatnot. Haven't done the movie theater much. Not against it though.
All right. Jordan, what about you?
Yeah, no, I like Regal theaters. I think they're clean. I think they do a nice job. The only problem is that I don't have a whole lot of time to go to the movies. So the last movie I saw was Deadpool 3, Deadpool Wolverine. And yeah, it was a good time. I've always liked the theaters. I like the recliners. I like the concessions are pretty good when you're not sneaking in food. Definitely a fan
not sneaking in food.
Sometimes I play by the rules. Sometimes I play a little game. Yeah. Sometimes you take a quick trip to Mark's and load up on the candy. Yeah.
Actually, Rusty, what about you?
Rusty might be frozen.
Rusty's frozen, so we'll come back to him. Bill, what about you?
Unfortunately, can't play in this one. Never been to the Willoughby Theater. When I'm going to the theater, typically more out by Cleveland area. So I drove by. It looks nice. We'll go with that.
I got you. I think we got Rusty back. Rusty, what about you?
Regal's nice, man. I mean, I don't get a chance to go a lot, but the kids go. I don't know who said it because we were pulling in the driveway and the internet gets kind of wonky here, but we went and saw the Deadpool Wolverine movie, and it's fun. It's not really crowded there anymore because they offer so many different movie times, and I won't buy anything. I mean, sometimes I'll buy stuff there to eat, but I usually eat there or before I get there.
All right, Mike, what about you?
It's been ages. I love going to the movies. I've been to the one in Willoughby, but it's been a long time. The same thing probably with Duncan. Just doesn't seem to have the spare time between going to all my kids' sporting events, mine, and all that. So, but yeah, you can't go wrong going to the movies.
Gotcha. Wendy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with the majority here. They've got a ton of movie time, so it's never super packed. Anytime you want to go, tons of flexibility, lots of scheduling. But I love the recliners since they enhance the whole place with those. Game changer and super easy to bring in your own pop. You can bring in a water bottle. You can even carry in your cups with you now. They serve alcohol there too. You have to buy it, but very easy because no one's checking your stuff anymore. And honestly, the people that work there are kind of lax. They're like, it's okay, go ahead. So I enjoy it. It's not that expensive. You can even get those discount gift cards at BJ's next door or even Costco. Save some big money there. Yep. 2-for-1 pricing. So it's pretty nice. Mm-hmm.
All right, Fitty, round us out.
Yeah, absolutely. We love that movie theater. We go there pretty decent amount. I've probably been there in my 3.5 years being up here, probably like 8 or 9 times. I think the last one we went to see, we went at 10 a.m. on a Sunday. Like, it was great. So yeah, I love that movie theater. I think it's phenomenal. The service sometimes at the concessions is slow, so you better have like a good 15-minute buffer in there. But yeah, solid movie theater.
All right. So next up here, Fitty, we're going to stay with you. What is your favorite downtown Willoughby restaurant food? This is just rating the food, nothing else.
We'll be back after a quick break. If you want the most hilarious stories from military service, we're talking about shenanigans, pranks, mistakes that are funny. Check out the Camo Comedy Show podcast, available now on all podcasting platforms. And that's 2 M's in Camo, CAMMO. Check us out now.
My favorite food in downtown Willoughby. Let's see. I'm probably going to go with. I gotta go with Kleifeld's. They have like the best breakfast food ever. It's old school in there. It's small. It's kind of sticky. The food's like $7.99 for breakfast.
Weekdays like $5.99. Yeah,
it's great.
Only.
No, they do take cards now, Duncan. Woo. They do take cards. They're moving up. But I love Kleifeld's Diner for breakfast. And to me, they have the best food.
Okay. Wendy, what about you?
I'm saying Hook and Hoof on this one. I mean, I love Stage, but Hook and Hoof, they got some good stuff on their menu. And they do like chef specials and chef dinners. I mean, they're up there. Pretty tasty.
All right.
Pricey.
Okay. Bill, what about you?
I already mentioned Soul. Should have known the downtown Willoughby restaurant was coming, but I'll kind of double up and say Wild Goose as well. I think it's been mentioned once or twice before, but the pizzas, they got the oven back there. Cook them, you can kind of see them if you're sitting at the bar. Bunch of different specialty type pizzas and stuff like that as well. So good place, go catch a game, eat some pizza, get some wings and stuff like that as well. But we'll say Wild Goose there.
All right. Mike, what about you?
I'm going to go shepherd's pie at Nora's.
Okay.
Can't go wrong. Wild Goose is a close second. I do like the specialty pizzas there. I tend to eat those later at night, so they taste really good. But yeah, shepherd's pie at Nora's.
Gotcha. Rusty, what about you?
Wings at the Goose. They're the best. The goose sauce with the wings, hands down, the best.
Rusty, your setup there, man. It looks like you're getting ready to host like an in-person podcast.
I'm a little jealous.
It's an aviation one. It's an aviation thing that's a work in progress, and you'll know about it.
I was gonna say I'm a little jealous. I think his setup is better than mine right now.
Don't be jealous. It's actually dueling. It's dueling microphones, Mike.
Wow.
I've got a stapler. It's not as good, but it's all I got.
All right. Jordan, what about you?
Can I say ice cream? Can I say Mickey's ice cream?
Yeah.
Because their lemon cheesecake bar ice cream, when they have it, is phenomenal. It's like, if I go downtown Willoughby, whether it's Nora's, Wild Goose, like, you got to hit the trifecta, I guess, of the people who own those restaurants, because it's like the same family, and I think they own Fiona's as well.
Yeah,
The coins.
Every time, like,
And they own Crowley.
yeah. So it's like, and also what's funny is that I work for Channel 19 News for Cleveland 19, and my anchor, she's the cousin, like, she's a family member of that family. She's a member of that family. So so like, if I go to Wild Goose and get the wings, it's like, oh, next logical step is let's go to Mickey's and like completely be a glutton and get 3 scoops of the lemon cheesecake bar, and then like regret it but not regret it at the same time, and be like, oh God, I'm so fat, I gotta stop doing this to myself. And then just like, when I walked over here, it's okay. So Mickey's, I love Mickey's. I mean, if they weren't seasonal, I think like it would be really bad. I think I'd go there every week, but thank God their season is about to end, so I could take a break. But maybe I'll just go and buy pints and stack my freezer full with a lemon cheesecake bar.
There you go. I would say you just got to embrace, everybody's got that inner fat person in them. I'm just letting mine loose now. I've given up on that. I don't care. Yeah. Well, that's another show for another day. But
We're forgetting
Duncan,
something, though.
What?
We're forgetting something, though. I don't know if you're going to go into it later with what's your late night rescue food downtown Willoughby, but going back to our friends that have the other establishments, the Fungry truck.
Yeah, it's good.
Now, the food truck isn't just the food truck, and that's a combo of, the coins. Dave, who is one of the owners at Soul, they're all in on the Fungry truck, and they set up where the old Mickey's was in the little shack. They have a late night depot. It's basically the little building that feeds the Fungry truck, but you can roll in there till everybody's closed and grab a bite to eat on your way home.
They stuck in that long ago.
It's awesome. I mean, when you're hammered, you're going to eat anything anyway, but it's still good food.
You're just saving lives, because I didn't know anything about this. Not that I don't but we'll be out and it'll be like 1 o'clock, and Wild Goose is like, oh no, like it's closed, and we're like, what are we gonna eat? And then we like settle for Domino's or wait in line at Taco Bell for an hour, because that's the only
it's up until 2, right?
Oh yeah,
Fungry's open until 2 in the morning.
Yeah. Jordan doesn't start partying until about 4 or 5, so he needs 2. That was dinner.
All right, Duncan, what about you for your restaurant?
Everybody took my good ones, but some hidden ones. If you ever go to Michael's across from Fiona's, the little bake shop, they have cinnamon rolls that are probably the size of your head. They're kind of ridiculous. Right behind it is the sushi spot, real solid.
Young's.
Yep. And then if you go all the way down at the end, if you go across the street, you got Ola Taco that's got the rooftop down there. It used to be.
Didn't they close though?
Dukes did.
I know Polpo. Polpo closed.
They are going to reopen
yesterday.
Yeah,
okay.
So I used to like some of those spots, but there's so many. I mean, everybody's going to have a choice.
Gotcha. So, Duncan, what about you for this one? What is your favorite downtown Willoughby place for drinks? Who has the best drinks to get?
Shoot.
Ugh. I don't know. This is like, this might be cutting my own throat here. Who's my favorite friend? Man, what day of the week? Let's start with a day of the week. If it's
any day.
I would say Fitty wrote this one. I got nothing on this one.
Whatever comes to mind, Duncan, just fire it off.
Because they need some pub, I would say Malarkey's on a Monday. You'll get everything for $1. That's why.
There's only 5 people in there, though.
They're getting their moment. They are getting their moment.
That's the best way to drink, is when there's not that many people in there. And
no witnesses.
I love how I said I have nothing to do with this as I'm holding my whiskey and 7-Up. Like, I just realized that. It's fine. Jordan, what about you?
Alcoholic drink, I'm guessing. Yeah, sticking with Nora's that purple Guinness. It's my go-to. I mean, like everywhere else, like $18.99, the drinks are cheap. It's a good place for me to get a Rolling Rock. But if I'm feeling kind of like, just want to like sit and actually enjoy a drink in a patio or the food. It's Nora's and the Purple Guinness. I also went to the that new brewery that opened up in Willoughby Brewing Company. What's that, Slow Tortoise, or what's the name of that one?
Tricky Tortoise.
Tricky Tortoise. Yeah, we went there. We went there after the 5K in the downtown Willoughby 5K a couple weeks ago, and it was pretty nice. It was pretty cool. But for right now, it's still Nora's. Nora's is my top choice if I'm gonna go and have a night out or have a couple of drinks.
All right, Rusty.
Nora's or the Goose. I mean, dude, I'm simple. I just need whiskey. Give me Crown and Coke or something, anything. And I mean, I got to put a disclaimer out here. They do sponsor our team too. So, but I mean, they bookend. We joke around, and I joke around with Seamus and McPat, but their places bookend downtown Willoughby, so you're going to go to either one of them anyway. But I mean, it's just for so long, it's just been the go-to, and I mean, I'd rather stay at home and drink, but if I got to go out and I'm in downtown Willoughby and it's close and it's safe, yeah, I'll drink there. And then my car knows it's 2 rights and a left to get to the house. So
there you go. All right, Mike, what about you?
So Malarkey's, I have a soft spot for. It's where I actually asked my wife out for the first time a good long time ago. So I definitely, and I like a pint of Guinness. So probably between that and Nora's. I do have another soft spot. So Jason over at Westall's is a good friend of the family. He's really grew up with my brother-in-law. So we like to stop in there and obviously spend some time in there.
Stop going to Wetzel's with my friends. Stop working there.
Bill, what about you?
I might be stealing Fitties here because every time I go out with him, we find ourselves over here getting a drink. But I'll say Frank and Tony's, just a dive bar of all dive bars. Go there, get a drink. The atmosphere is great. Do some touch tunes. I think they got over there as well. Nothing fancy at all, but a good place to go hang out, have a drink.
Gotcha. Wendy, what about you?
Yeah, it really just kind of depends on what you're in the mood for, because if you want to go out, meet up with a couple guys or, a bunch of girls, whatever, and you just want a shot and a beer kind of place or just chill, be out on the patio, I'm going to say Nora's, I'm going to say Frank and Tony's, I'm going to say Wild Goose for sure. If you want more of like the mixed drinks and you want to lounge and kind of socialize a little tiny bit, I'm going to say Soul. Non-alcoholic cava, cocktails and expensive, go to Hook and Hoof. So it really just kind of depends on what you're in the flavor for. But for the most part, I think it's pretty easy to say. Frank, that's a fun $18.99. I forgot about that one too. They got the music and stuff. So that's pretty fun there too. Cheap, good times.
I got you, Biddy. What about you?
I'm going to go with, this is hard because I do love Wetzel's, but I'm going to go with, because their drinks are so unique, I'm going to go with the Yard on 3rd. And you ain't lived till you seen somebody try to drink that trash can, gigantic red Solo cup that only the most mammoth human being on earth could drink. So they got some interesting drinks. I'm going to say the Yard on 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah, you forget about them because they're kind of a seasonal joint too.
Yeah.
So
they get
everybody forgets about them and they're hidden. They did have a cool event this summer though. They had midget wrestling out there, which was kind of neat. It's kind of funny. They had the whole full ring, the whole thing set up in the road. It was hilarious. I could have walked in there and been like Andre the Giant with these guys. It was hilarious.
I'd pay to see that. You going in there with a bunch of midget, Andre the Gianting of that I would.
Dude, that would be awesome.
I'd pay good money for that. Biddy, threw me off there, Rusty. That's just, now that's all that's playing through my head is you, Andre the Gianting, a bunch of people in a wrestling ring. That's just. But Biddy, which of the bars and restaurants in downtown Willoughby has the best overall atmosphere and vibe?
I got to go back to what Bill said. It's Frank and Tony's, man. 5-star dive bar. That is like one of the best places, atmosphere. Bill and I went there back in the spring with Drew and Taco Bob, and it was like 3 PM. It was like wing day. I didn't know if it was 2 a.m. I was in Youngstown, Warren, downtown Cleveland. I don't even know where I was when I went in there. They had Metallica, Little John playing. It was packed. People were dancing. So, and their food is actually pretty good and the drinks are great and the bartenders are hilarious. So 5-star dive bar, Frank and Tony's, AKA Fats.
All right. Wendy, what about you?
I'm saying the Goose. I think it caters to every age and no matter your personality, whoever you're with. I mean, you could be there for a bachelor party, you could be there for bachelorettes, whatever, or just going for a few beers. I'm saying the Goose for sure. Welcomes everybody.
All right, Bill, I'm gonna put a restriction on yours. You can't say the same thing as Fitty.
If I can, Frank and Tony's for sure, but I hate to go back to Seoul, but gonna go back. I think that's the atmosphere back there. You get a little bit tucked back in the woods a little bit. You got the nice patio, even inside, just really nice. So we'll say that a little bit different than Frank and Tony's for sure, but we'll go with Seoul there.
Okay, Mike, what about you?
I'm going right back to the Irish bar. So I'm making the Irish pub in Nora's. Yeah. To be honest, yeah. Like I said, Malarkey's used to be the kind of place that we spent when I was young. We used to be in there all the time. I think I've clearly aged out. I've gone in there a couple times now, and it's a tough fit. So yeah, it's got to be Nora's.
All right, Rusty.
Nora's easy. I mean, for me, and when you mention the atmosphere, you have a choice of really three. You've got the patio, you've got the nice sit down, and you have the bar. And they got a real cool Tuesday trivia night there too, which we're 2 back-to-back week champions there. But anyway, no, the atmosphere is awesome. I mean, you have, and they'll keep that patio open as long as they can, which is nice. It gives you an outlet. The service is great. The people that work there are awesome. But you get that choice of three. If you want to sit at a bar, sit at the bar. You want to sit at a high top, sit there. If you want to go sit down, it's nice. The one thing that that's kind of neat is they're pretty much all the restaurants and all the pubs on Erie Street all open up their windows now on the street. And so they open everything up. So you're basically sitting on the street, which is really nice too. And the way they did it at Nora's, you got a couple little barrel tables, or you have an open booth at the end there. So that adds to it too. So you have a fourth wall there as far as the atmosphere. But it's Nora's. I mean, it's pretty simple. And like I said, with the kids, I'm going to spend a lot of time at home. But when we're out after our practices or after our games, not just because they sponsor us, but because we know them and they're, it's just where we go. It's where they want to go. I got real picky kids, man. So they want what they want to eat. They're going to go eat. But yeah, it's Nora's.
Yeah, they're with the kids and being picky. Jordan, what about you?
I like Valentine for atmosphere too. I think Valentine's a really good place. Somebody mentioned that they open up the windows, like pretty much everywhere opens up the windows or takes out the windows. I think Valentine even on a weeknight, just going there on a nice summer night or even like a kind of like a warmer fall night, they have it open. The atmosphere is nice. The drinks are good. The food is really good too. It's rare. Like, I don't think you can really say too much. And this speaks to how great that downtown area is when you think about it. Like, you really can't say too much bad about any of the businesses. Like, you could just we could say Nora's all day long, but like, if Nora's isn't on the table for me or isn't an option, like, I'm great going to Valentine as well, or I'm great going over to Wild Goose, or I'm great going, wherever somebody suggests. Not every place is always going to be 100% on their game, unfortunately. But like, I've had more good experiences in downtown Willoughby at different locations than I've had bad ones. So Valentine's still a great spot to go to and just enjoy a nice, decent atmosphere and have a drink and get something to eat.
All right, Duncan, what about you?
Like you guys said, I thought most of downtown Willoughby did a really good job of, when we're saying windows, most of these restaurants don't have windows. They have the garage doors as walls. And they hit a button and that thing rolls up, the whole wall disappears and everybody's basically sitting on the sidewalk, which I mean, it's a fantastic move for all those businesses to do. I'm a big fan. Obviously, I'm always going to rep some Goose. I've been there too many times. But I do love 1899 on a weekday evening. I don't know why. I just like the vibes on a weekday evening. We haven't mentioned it yet, but like my wife's favorite place is Pranzo. It's the Italian restaurant right there on the street, which is, I mean, it's smaller, but it's very good. So yeah, those spots.
All right, we're going to stay with you for this one. I have a feeling, with being the family man, I know the answer to this question, but do you do the farmer's market on Saturday much?
I've definitely done it multiple times. Am I like a consistent goer every time? No. One of my greatest holidays in Willoughby is the summer car show, and I would sit there for 9 hours straight if I could. So if I had to choose between those two, I'd definitely do a car show. But we do farmers market pretty often.
I got you. Jordan, what about you?
No, I've never been to the farmers market in downtown Willoughby. Never. I didn't even know it was a thing until just like 5 seconds ago. So no, I haven't checked out the farmers market.
Gotcha. All right, Rusty.
Yeah. We go. I don't go as much anymore. My oldest son, who's 21, him and his girlfriend go all the time. I fly on Saturday mornings, so by the time I get back, it's a sports this, a sports that. But so the kids are keeping up with it, and they love it, which I think is kind of neat. And they'll come and fill the kitchen up with all kinds of goodies that they bring back from it. And it's gotten bigger, and it's a great thing in downtown at that end, and especially this time of year. So, but yeah, if you do have time Saturday mornings, check it out.
Okay. Mike, what about you?
Have not spent a lot of time at the farmer's market. I see Saturdays, weekends, especially even early. It always seems I'm on the run. The kids are on the run. So just have not made it down there.
Okay. Bill.
Hate to say, I've never been there either. I'm a big farmer's market guy, so we'll definitely put it on the list. Try to get to them around the Cleveland area. Love hitting them around here, so we'll definitely make my way up there, but I've never been there yet.
Bill, you look like a farmer's market kind of guy. I'm just going to say it there. You strike me as a farmer's market kind of guy. But Wendy, what about you?
Yeah, I go. I do. I don't go every week, but I do try to go and see all the new stuff that comes in too. You got a lot of vendors that have been popping up lately, bringing in all their little creative, crafty things too, and additional little snacks. So yeah, it's pretty diversified. It's pretty nice. And I think it's pretty affordable as well. I don't think they're outrageously priced at all. So it's not too crowded either. I know that's usually what people's hang up is about DTW too, especially on a weekend. It's really not that bad at all. You're movable. Definitely.
Okay. All right. Biddy, round us out.
Yeah, man, we love the farmer's market. Go get some fresh lettuce. You can go buy steaks, chicken there. They have pies. We get their desserts. My wife's bought some stuff there, like with jewelry and all that. But there's actually this spot there. I forget where they're out of exactly, but they got these little containers of honey, but they're flavored honey. And we get the one mixed in with cinnamon. It is awesome. It's like a cream spread. You can put it on your toast and stuff. But big fan of the farmer's market. We always go to Michael's and get pastries and things like that too. So Willoughby Farmers Market, spectacular.
I had a feeling you went there frequently, Fitty, for sure. But this one's for you, Fitty. One word to describe Willoughby is
incredible.
Wendy, what about you?
Welcoming.
Bill.
Oh, it's tough. I'll say diverse.
I said one word.
Diverse. Diverse, we'll say maybe. I don't know.
All right, Mike, what about you?
Ooh, I'm going to go eclectic.
Eclectic. All right, Rusty.
Courteous.
Courteous. All right. Jordan.
Unique.
Hey, Duncan.
Adaptive.
All right. A lot of great words there for Willoughby. Duncan, if you could see any one thing added to downtown Willoughby, what would it be?
I would like them to block off the street every Thursday through Sunday. Just do it every weekend. Don't even worry about cars driving through downtown. Maybe even have some little trolley thing that went through the middle of the road, and that's all people could jump on. We'd never have to worry about a car driving through. I think that would make it slick. Also, I've been saying since I moved here, one of the bars just needs to have a rooftop bar. Just one, right there in the main square. You're talking Valentine or Larky's, or one of them need to have a rooftop bar. I love it. I love rooftop bars. We have the patio scene for killing the patios. One of them put a rooftop bar in. That'd be the best there is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jordan.
I second that.
I would love a record store. I think a record store would make me super happy just to be downtown on a Saturday, go to Fiona's or Arabica, and then shoot across the street and just blow my money on a bunch of wax. That would make me happier than a pig in blank.
All right, Rusty.
This plays up in your wheelhouse a little bit. Don't die on us.
It's all right. I'm just choking on my own spit. We're all right. We're good.
We've got a lot of bars. We've got a lot of restaurants. Nothing wrong with that because they all have their own, their own little niche. We don't have any comedy clubs. Okay, so I just took my oldest. We went down to Hilarities the other night. This was actually the Hell Night in downtown where we had both concerts, the Indians game, and then we went to Hilarities and Pickwick, which was great. There was nobody there. But you have the nice restaurant with the kind of speakeasy type of comedy club downstairs. I would kind of hope they would have done something like that with the old Willoughby Brewing Company, but you basically have a redo of exactly what they had there before. It hasn't really changed a whole lot. But something like that. I mean, and I know during the middle of the week, it's kind of hard to, you're not going to have a whole lot of acts in there during the middle of the week, but you got to have the food. They like downtown Pickwick has great food. So the restaurant alone can survive, but you have that extra added niche. I think that brings in a different, somebody mentioned the city being diverse. It does. It brings in a whole different, not just the bar scene, but you bring in people for other reasons, and you can play off of that. So you have a lot of places have the stage, and they may have somebody pop in for one or two things, but it's not intimate. It's a bar. It's wide open. You don't have that intimate scene like that. And I think something like that would be really unique, and you could draw. I mean, now it's a double-edged sword. I don't want to draw any more people to downtown Willoughby. There's a lot of people in downtown Willoughby. We need to draw people to the north end too, but we're just talking, that's another question I'm sure you'll have. But yeah, something like a comedy club type of deal, kind of like Pickwick and Frolic has downtown with Hilarity. Something like that would be really neat.
I love that answer, not because I'm a comedian and I want more comedy clubs, but my wife and I have always kicked around the idea of opening up a comedy club somewhere and running it. And we even have the name of it, her being full Irish, me being full Italian, and we'd call it the Emerald Boot, for Emerald for Irish, the boot for obviously Italy, and have it half, Italian food, Irish drinks, and comedy. I don't think you can go wrong with that. I'm just saying, anybody steals that idea, I'm going to be so pissed. But that is our idea. But Mike, what about you? Nope. Go ahead.
I was to say, I don't know that I'm adding anything terribly original, but I'm kind of stuck on Duncan's pedestrianizing downtown Willoughby. I think that would be phenomenal. I was fortunate. I did a study abroad in Galway, in Ireland, and they pedestrianized big portions of the city, and it just changed what it was like being down there. It was awesome. So I'm gonna piggyback on Duncan on that one.
All right, Bill, what about you?
You guys are jumping on my bandwagon there for sure. I think the ad I'll do it, or I'll add to it a little bit. Say, really, the designated drinking area, open it up a little bit. The Dora, I think you call it, but I've heard of different areas that have the designated drinking outdoors.
They've been doing that a lot.
They love bar hopping, so pedestrianize it, like you guys are saying. Have the designated drinking area kind of throughout downtown would be great.
All right, Wendy, what about you?
I would love to see an old school arcade place. You know, give us all of the pinball machines, the old school games, you know, Pac-Man, Super Mario, bring them all back. I want
We'd
them
be the
all.
only ones there.
Well, I don't care. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I mean,
We'd be the only
these
ones
are
there.
awesome.
You'd be surprised.
Those.
Ohio
Yeah,
City
like-
has what? Is it 16-bit or is it 8-bit? Ohio City has a
they do.
They have an old school arcade, you know, and all the games are free, and it's a environment. So like the last time I was in there, it was a lot of like college age kids. It was a lot of diverse group just hanging, lounging, playing, you know, Pac-Man, Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
So
I love that.
It would be a really good idea in downtown.
Yeah.
I've
You can even have like a bowling alley, you know, like bowling and like bocce. They could have that. They could have darts, pool table. I mean, they should have turned the Tricky Tortoise into that. That's what they should have done. That place is massive. Yes. Because we're all down there anyway. And who doesn't want to go over there and play some games and then go check out the bars after? I mean, I don't know. We should talk to them. We should actually.
All right, we're taking on the next council meeting.
Should we just become best friends? Are we opening a bar?
Yes. Yeah.
The Emerald Boot. We're opening next week.
Yes, yeah.
The Emerald Boot. Emerald Boot and bowling.
Comedy only on the weekend. That's it. Yeah.
On a rooftop. Just knock them all together. Just put them all together.
Bowling on a rooftop.
Yeah. Can't hurt. What
could go wrong? What could go wrong?
Over in the road.
All right, Pretty. If you have any original ideas other than after all that, let's see what you got.
You know what? I would say, honestly, just add more parking. Just add more parking. Add another parking lot instead of building more apartments.
But
put more parking.
But you know, the problem with more parking is that more parking means more cars, which means we don't really have more parking, which is going to stink. Like we have to put in a lot more parking.
They need to tear down. They need to tear down the old bank and make it a parking lot.
Which bank?
No.
The one next to Ola Taco.
No, I enjoy
that's
the hunt.
not going to happen. The other old Citizens Bank is about to, I guess, time out on its historical status that it had, and that may be your parking lot, which is going to be centrally located. So
yeah, I'm just for more parking.
Anyway.
More parking, because especially with the new apartments going down there and townhouses, just need more parking.
Yeah,
I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy the hunt for the parking spot.
Yeah.
I'll pull a U-turn. I'll block traffic. I don't care. I'll whatever happens.
You can park at Todd and walk up. It's not that bad.
The nice thing is, like, I have a friend who lives right down the road from downtown Willoughby, so we'll just park at his house and we'll walk.
Nice.
It's like a 10-minute walk. I mean, it's not that bad. You know,
I feel like that's cheating, Jordan. I feel like that's tricking the system, but I like it. I'm with it. I'm with it. Faye, that's actually going to bring me, because we're running a little bit low on time here, but this actually going to bring me to my last question since you brought it up. Now, what do you think of all the new apartments that have been built and are building in downtown Willoughby? Do you think it's good or bad for the town?
I mean, I think it's great. I mean, it is, because there's more people coming to the town. I mean, Wendy can talk about that from the real estate perspective. It's a booming town, right? Everybody wants to be there. That's why it's so expensive. But I think it's fine. I think it adds to the atmosphere and stuff. I just need more parking, but I think it's great.
Got to harp on the parking.
They had like a garage idea, right? Didn't they have like a
that was going to be behind the old Fifth Third Bank, but they can't build on that.
Got it. I knew something was in the works, and it was like poo-pooed or something. Yeah, got it.
All right, Miss Real Estate Agent, what do you think of all the new apartments and buildings going in?
Oh, I love it. I mean, we need housing. I mean, period. We need housing. And that's just not in Willoughby. Listen, okay, Duncan. So not everybody's going to get a deal like you did off market, but
nice spin. Well done there.
But we do need housing. And you know what? They got all that lands over there. So do something with it for sure, because that is just bringing money in. People are spending money and the city's making money. People are paying taxes. It's all good stuff. But do we get a little congested with the parking? Yeah, parking is the biggest issue, so to speak, in downtown Willoughby. But I'm a big fan. Yeah, apartments, whatever. Throw them all up. Who cares?
Gotcha.
They'll be filled. They'll be filled for sure. And the people will pay for them. It's sick, but they do.
All right.
It's
Bill, what
expensive.
about you?
I think that was over to me. I'll say I love it. That's my favorite type of living. Living walkable to a place like downtown Willoughby. I've been living over in Lakewood, Edgewater area. Walkable myself. I love it over here. I think Willoughby obviously could use some apartments and stuff as long as they keep up with the crowd control. New restaurants, bars coming, parking and stuff like that. But the more people that come, I think obviously the more money that they'll be putting into the area. So definitely for it.
All right. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I think it just changes when you actually have people living down there. I just think it changes the environment. I think it really adds to it. So, I think it really does kind of polish off a look down there.
All right, Rusty.
I'm kind of torn on it just because I like to have, I'm with the kids and with the family. It's like you want to have, I like my space. I like downtown for what they've done. And I know the city has kind of morphed away from its family centric side. When you see as a coach, you see the sports, the rec department side of it kind of going on the wane. You don't have as many things available to the kids and the families because they're making money hand over fist somewhere with the apartments going up. I'm on Kirtland Road, so they're bookended me and then stuff in downtown Willoughby. They're making money on it, but what are they doing with it? And that's, where is it going? The city tax, the local tax has gone up, which it does. Our property values have gone up, which means our property tax has gone up. But it's just some of it. I agree that they're, depending on your family, breakdown of what you are. If it's just a young couple starting out, or maybe you don't want to have a big family, it's perfect and it's awesome because you're close to everything you need. If you want more space, the city's kind of gone away from what it was, but I guess this feeds into the whole diversity thing. It can, there's room for that and room for the people that want to be in apartments close to downtown, but from what I deal with day to day through the schools and through sports and with the kids, it's kind of drifted a little bit away from the family centric side to a more convenient, modernized, you got everything right here. So it's just, it's all good, nothing negative. It's just that some days you're for it. Some days you're like, man, another thing of apartments right here. You wanted parking. They threw a whole bunch of apartments down on 2nd Street, and it could have been parking. But but everything goes vertical too. So, the aesthetics of it, sometimes it looks good. The stuff next to the courthouse. I don't think that stuff looks really pleasing at all. But the other stuff, like the stuff here at the end of the road on Menor Avenue, hopefully this one doesn't burn down. They're doing a good job with it, and the people that live there are enjoying it too, which is awesome. That's what you want, right? So now they have the fireworks right in their backyard every year, but it's I wouldn't say torn. It's different. It's change is hard with a lot of things, but you see it as far as with the family stuff and the kids. They take a few things away. They're closing the pool in downtown Willoughby. They're not going to put another pool in, so you're going to go to Osborne. And it's tricky. It's only 3.5 miles from my house to that pool, but you're dealing with the tracks, you're dealing with traffic, you're dealing with Lost Nation Road. So, they make it tricky, but we find a way here in town to make the best of it and make other things work. And then maybe, who knows, other ideas spawn off of that. So who knows? I've talked too much.
No, you're good. You're on the show with rant in the name, so we're good, Rusty.
It wasn't really a rant.
I know.
We're
good. We're good with long-winded answers. We're all right. I gotta get my shots in when I can, Rusty.
That's fine.
You know that.
No, you're the one that's got to go to bed dreaming of foo-foo coffee.
I just forgot about that. Thank you for that. Now it's back. All right, Jordan, what about you?
To be honest with you, I really don't have an answer. I really don't know. I don't even know where these new apartments are. Are these the condos that burnt down last year, or is this somewhere else?
back.
I know they're rebuilding them.
The school, the old school.
Oh, the old school. Okay. No, like, I mean, just on the surface, I think it's probably a great thing for the downtown area and the business owners, that more people presumably will go to those restaurants and shops and support those restaurants and shops. I think it's going to make things a little bit, on the weekends, it probably make wait times for a beer a little bit harder. And that's just being selfish. But, I think that the reality is that, we've got a growing population and people need places to live. And this is not just here, it's everywhere. And, finding a place to live. And I think also, like, these new apartments probably are going to bring in a younger demographic, in which I think something downtown Willoughby would want, the business owners in downtown Willoughby would want, whether it's people going to get coffee or, going out for drinks on Friday and Saturday night. So I can see where it could be like, I can see where you could be split on it. But truthfully, like, I'll reserve my opinion, I guess, until everything's done.
All right, Duncan, round us out here.
Yeah, I think the size of downtown Willoughby does probably tap out on how many people can really hold in downtown Willoughby on Erie Street. But at some point, I like the new houses that are being built in the apartment building and the one that's restructured. But how much more could it handle? I don't know. And we all talk about parking, and it's very true. Like, it is getting busier, but like, if we're all looking to go do something, if you show me an empty parking lot, I'm going to show you a place that I probably don't want to go to. So it's kind of that double-edged sword. If you want to have Willoughby be a cool place, parking is going to be a little bit tough because people are going to figure it out. When I first moved here 6 years ago, Willoughby was this little borough of Cleveland that kind of had its own deal, its own families, its own same 10 places that was a great little hideaway. And now it's kind of like the tourist attraction of everybody that I talk to down there is intentionally going out of their way from downtown Cleveland or Lakewood or south of the city or wherever to come to Willoughby instead of going maybe even downtown Cleveland. So it is that double-edged sword. I like the new houses, but the size of the downtown itself, I don't know if it can handle much more.
Okay. Not a bad way to end it here, but we are going to end on that one. And with the new apartments going in, that is actually going to do it for this week's episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. I want to thank all of my guests, Johnny, Duncan, Mike, Jordan, Rusty, Wendy, and Bill. I think I got everybody in on that one. But yes, thank you guys for joining. All the listeners out there, go and check out Willoughby if you haven't. Check out everything you've heard on the show here. And as always, if you enjoyed the show, be a friend and tell a friend. If you didn't, tell them anyways. They might like it just because you didn't. That's going to do it for me, and I will see y'all next week.
The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by W Energy. Energy drinks made for gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. For gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. Go to the link in the description where you can find the best energy drinks out there. Less caffeine than a cup of coffee. Also, no jitters and no crash afterwards. Use the promo code Mike Bono and get yourself 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by my favorite sponsor of the show, and that is Shankit Golf. Golf apparel made for the everyday golfer. We might not go out and shoot a 6 under par. We're probably going to shoot a 6 over par, but this is going to give us the gear that's going to help us rocket on and off of the course. Go to the link in the bio, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get yourself 10% off there as well.